I thought the witch used Demir to make the Teleia magic disappear.
Objection! According to the Grand Grimoire, under the entry for Demir, it causes anything the caster touches to vanish from sight. In other words,
They touch themselves.
supposing the witch were holding the staff in one hand while touching themselves.
Daddy gave you good advice.
They would be able to make themselves disappear.
Are you a witch? Are you implying that there's a reason for the conflicting number of witnesses? Or rather, that's why? Is that why? Yep, it sure is. Which means witnesses. Someone amongst you is not disclosing the entire truth, and that person is the witch we seek. I believe this is the most probable scenario.
Rubble!
Rabble.
Honorable witnesses, you will testify to the court one final time. Tell us exactly what you saw and what you did not see at the scene of the crime. How absurdly absurd. This purpose of this trial to convict that girl of the crime, is it not?
That's right. We are not witches.
That poor fucking lamb.
Witnesses, I ask you that you listen. There is a witch mingling among you. That's right. I'm afraid that there are no longer brother-in-arms. The true opponent here is within your own group.
The real witch is one of these 5 witnesses, huh? Fine by me. Time to put an end to this trial. Witness testimony. What we saw and didn't see.
You wish to know where we were all standing tonight? It matters not. Would the flames not burn just the same? That's my witness testimony.
That flame, I never saw anything like it. It quite literally left me speechless. I couldn't even so much as scream.
You didn't see shit.
You can see light.
I heard the tiniest cry, and then I was turning around. The bladders were roasting, so I rushed right over.
I heard the incantation, and the flame suddenly erupted. I'm certain of it. I only saw 3 people there with us.
As I said, there were only 3 others present, like that man there who was stumbling around like a newborn calf. Indeed. Most heinous act indeed. No small wonder these witnesses are so confused.
A witch among the witnesses. What an utterly baseless claim.
I don't think so, Barnum. The only baseless claim in this case is of Espella being a witch. It's more than a little likely one of these witnesses is the culprit.
What you talking into?
Well, I'm glad you asked. My 1.5 liter water vault canteen, it keeps my drinks cold for up to 24 hours. Hot things warm up to 12 hours. Buy them today at Amazon.com/whatever their fucking product code is. These testimonies are bound to tell who the real witch is. Sick. Alright. So, I kind of want to press this horrible person. So I'm gonna.
Hold it!
Hold it, ma'am!
Don't press me.
I'm gonna press you. It must have been pretty terrifying, huh?
Yes, the kind of thing you only read about in books. The moment that pillar of fire erupted, I could feel my tight throatening up. It was so difficult to breathe. I couldn't even so much as to manage to scream.
Quite. After all, the flames engulfed the scene in the blink of an eye.
Yes, I'm sorry. That's why I can't really remember.
So you can't remember the number of people at the crime scene. Naturally, that is understandable, witness.
That's also why I was late getting to the scene compared to the others.
I turned around, the bladders were roasted and rushed on over.
He heard the tiniest cry. Nobody else mentioned hearing a cry.
Press it!
Hold it!
The tiniest cry.
It might have been someone saying the incantation for that spell. My memory's hazy on that one. Scared me good, though. Never jumped to my feet so fast in my life. Nearly had a heart attack, I tell you.
Jump up.
That's right. It was still raining cats and dogs, so being the resourceful chap that I am, I decided to doze under a tree for a bit.
Who's got a problem with this? Hey! Hang on! Is everything alright, Mr. Wordsmith? You take some more acid?
Yes, why do you ask?
Oh, no reason.
What is it that you want this time, young one?
I just wanted to know if you had any thoughts on the testimony just now.
Ah, yes. Thoughts about slumbering under trees, you mean?
Slumbering?
I often find myself weaving the most intricate of dreams under that very tree. Of course, I could not nap tonight, not with that uncouth man usurping my special dream spot, could I?
Are you using this cross-examination to argue over a napping spot?
Let us hope such arguments do not lead to any criminal acts in the future.
Witness, please continue your testimony.
Shit.
It was useless.
It was red herring. At the incantation, the flame suddenly erupted. I'm certain of this. I only saw 3 people there with us. Oh, oops. Gotta go right to go left.
Right.
Said there were only 3 others present, like that man there who was stumbling around. But he said he wasn't there because he was like sitting. He was napping, right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Hold it!
Hold it! So, including yourself, there was a total of 4 witnesses at the crime scene, correct?
That is how it has come to pass.
By the way, what do you mean by stumbling around like a newborn calf?
Ah, yes, that man was as inebriated as he was loud. Quite the humorous sight there was, or it was, I dare say.
You must mean the witness permanently glued to his cup of whatever it is he's drinking.
It's LaCroix.
Oh,
When I saw the flames rise up into the sky, I wondered to myself, my word, whatever could that be? However, I could not simply walk over to check. My knees were a bit weak from shock, you see. That's when the wobbly-legged gentleman came running over.
okay. See what he
Because they
says?
fuck that, I don't run.
I like how he's it's already overflowing. He's
Yeah.
still pouring.
You don't give a fuck. Is something
Is something the matter, mister?
Mister!
Ah! Whoa! Tone down the volume, Bluey.
That's my line.
To Blue Knight. Next time, please think before trying to press the witness.
Back to pouring.
Looks like this guy even managed to scare Barnum after death. Now then, sir, about Mr. Wordsmith's testimony just now. He claimed you were stumbling around. What does he mean by that?
I'm gonna set the record straight now. in no way was I stumbling around anywhere. I'd like to think of it more like staggering with style.
Irresponsible adults should know better than to go stumbling around in the dead of night.
Hey, look, I don't just go stumbling around like some clumsy idiot. I've got more sense than that. But anyway, I kind of tripped over a large stone. I mean, you don't exactly see what's on the ground in front of you when you're running at full pelt, right? So, you could say I put me life out on the line, proving that you really need to watch where you're going when you run.
Sounded by sound.
How courageous of you. Someone give this guy a medal.
My lord, this testimony is meaningless waste of everybody's time.
Well, Defender, is there a point to this particular line of questioning?
Is there anything worth pursuing here? What should I do?
There is, because there was no stone.
Yeah.
He tripped over an invisible person.
It was all mud.
Where's the stone? I don't see it.
If it doesn't exist, it must have not been there.
Yeah.
Quick,
Question
use the hint
further.
coin.
You're right. No.
Not worth it. Just give up.
The witness stated earlier that he tripped over a large stone. Mister, I have one question for you. Why weren't you watching what was in front of you?
Well, to be honest with you, I ain't got any idea. Something suddenly caught my attention out of nowhere. I sort of heard someone call out my name.
Your name? What? What's your goddamn name?
Of course, I turned around when I heard it. Who wouldn't? When a woman calls your name, you pay attention. Am I right?
Is it gonna sound something like Demur or something
Or
like that?
Ignace?
Yeah, one of those two.
No, it's like some guy.
So, you heard someone call out, "Hey, you," from behind, you mean?
What? I said they called out my name. How many of you guys you know called "Hey you"? My name
Yep.
is Amir. And don't you forget it, Bluey. You hear me?
I must say, this gentleman really does not strike me as an emir.
You know, Professor, it's not a very memorable name, huh?
That's harsh.
Honorable witnesses, is there anyone among you who's aware of this man's name prior to now?
Not at all. He's always just been Mr. to me.
A knight's name is only as good as his name on the sword he carries.
Nah,
This is the first I've heard. I dare say I did not expect his name to be one such as Emir.
I'm sorry, but I didn't know his name either. I only remember the names of my most loyal customers.
Okay. It looks like absolutely no one knew this witness's name.
You know, it ain't really much of a surprise to me either. But seriously, I definitely heard someone saying my name. When you get to be my age, you really start to wonder when you'll find that true love, you know? I thought that pretty voice tonight might have been my sweetie.
Travel?
I'll marry you.
Aww.
Everyone
Your
is just
honor. This is awkward as fuck, and I don't believe we should be so quick to label Mr. Mia's testimonies meaninglessly. Would you not agree? I request that the witness add this amusing anecdote to his testimony.
I didn't ask for this.
That's a line. Witness, amend your testimony, but please reflect only the important points of your story.
Thank you, Parma.
I'm telling you, I heard someone call my name, and I was looking around trying to find him.
So is that this contradiction right there?
Yeah.
That you just press the Grim Grimoire?
You call my name from behind.
Oh yeah, because the chick
Oh,
was the one
shit.
behind him. He would have seen her, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
Speaking
a
of
new
which-
press, so we're just gonna see this, I guess, for now. Excuse me, Miss. Amir.
I don't sweat it, Bluey. Mister, hey you. It's all the same to me.
You stated that you heard your name being called from behind. Are you absolutely sure about that?
Well, right or wrong, it sure sounded like my name. I mean, what else could it have been?
I didn't ask for this.
I had one of the worst days, so I'm hoping that this makes you all have a better day night. Thanks for being so awesome, dudes.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much for getting me an off for 25. Damn, dog. Really appreciate that.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna spend that on booze. Be drunk as hell. I wouldn't have remembered it happened if I hadn't heard something, right?
Oh.
Still. Maybe there's a chance I just imagined it, huh? But anyway, I remember it came from somewhere behind me. I'm 100 on that.
From somewhere behind you.
Is something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Amir's memory isn't the most accurate, but if what he says is true, then there's definitely something there.
Something, you say? Might you mean a contradiction? Hmm.
I think so.
Say the word. Say it. You know you want to.
Although,
Objection. Objection.
I don't
Say
know.
objection.
There's just
Objection.
something strange
Say objection.
about his
Objection.
testimony.
Phoenix, say objection,
I
goddamn.
don't see any
Objection.
decisive
Objection.
evidence
comically say
in the
Objection,
court
come on.
record.
Do you mean to say objection? You found a contradiction. You cannot it cannot be supported by evidence.
Objection! Oh god, it was that one.
It looked like he was like dabbing for a second.
My lord, this line of interrogation is completely waste of the court's time.
Defender, I must warn you. From here on, any unnecessary questioning will be dealt with accordingly.
Ah, poop.
The paddling. The paddle. If I don't answer correctly here, it's curtains for the trial
It's
and for
a one-hit
spell.
KO. The judge is really being this silent for this
really
long, just looking.
Creepy, you know?
If you're intent on finding a fault in this witness's testimony, you will need to present decisive evidence to back up your claims. So I'll be right back.
There's
Okay.
not one single piece of decisive evidence in the court record. Because it's not in the court record. What do I do?
Mr. Wright,
Mr. Layton.
I have an idea. I believe there's a weapon of sorts with which you may be able to expose this contradiction without the need of evidence.
A weapon? Oh, Snake's not here, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Scott.
Now, defender, give us your answer.
Yes, Your Honor. The defense finds that the witness's testimony.
Fuck, I don't remember what he said.
Contains a clear contradiction.
I mean, obviously.
No problems at all. It's good to go.
Well, that's the thing. It does contain no problems at all. That's the deal. He's fine.
The problem is he thought he heard Emir, but he heard Demir.
Well, maybe that's the problem, I guess. But
we just
Oh, yeah, that's the name of the spell.
the
thing.
invisibility spell, yeah.
I think it's personally fine. But we could do a hint coin.
Answer coin.
Hint coin. I was wrong.
I like how these aren't hint coins.
Yeah, there's like, okay, it's like it's when your tutor is your older sister, but your older sister just gives you the answers instead. Thanks, older sister. Your Honor, the defense believes there is a huge contradiction in the witness's testimony.
Objection.
No.
He is dabbing. I'm telling you.
Dab on the haters. What is this? You must be an even bigger fool than I thought, Sir Blue Knight. You really do not possess even a sliver of common sense, do you?
No, actually.
What is logic? Objection! If I may interrupt for a moment, Inquisitor Barnum. Allow me to ask you this. What need is there for common sense in a world that forgoes using it? Accordingly, I must humbly ask that you discard such a manner of thinking. Whatever do you mean? You have my utmost thanks for placing your trust in me, Mr. Wright. Let us discuss one remaining weapon in this cross-examination.
The remaining weapon?
This trial has taught us a valuable new technique to be used in the court, has it not?
Oh.
You mean questioning, right, Professor? Indeed it is, Lou. Each of the witnesses in the trial has given their own account of what occurred. Therefore, whenever one witness has testified, the others say some stuff, and that gives me an idea, though. In addition to catching a witness off guard and questioning them about another's testimony, there is one more thing.
There's something else we can get from a 5-person cross-examination? That's right. Of course.
Indeed, Mr. Wright. Contradictions! Should one witness's testimony differ from another's testimony, then I suppose that in itself can also be considered a contradiction, can it not?
Testimony contradicting testimony. I never would have thought of that until now. What? We've been preaching that since the get-go. Phoenix, where you at, dude?
Don't you remember the milk button?
Yeah.
Enough, Sir Blue Knight. Are you prepared to present to the court?
Is this like a tutorial? We're 10 hours, 11 hours in. I hope not.
This is our first case, after all. No, that's the second one. Evidence proving the contradiction with the testimony.
Are you okay, Barnum?
What do you gotta do it?
The witness's testimony does not contradict any evidence. It contradicts a testimony.
What are you talking about? It is time, Mr. Wright. Have a look at the touchscreen.
Okay.
Present someone's face. That's probably what you're gonna do. There's gonna see testimony of the witness in question. And all other witnesses. Keep your eyes peeled to identify contradicting testimony.
Okay.
All right. Let's give it a shot, Nick.
That's the first
Wait,
time.
when did she get here?
She's been here the whole time, but this is the first time she's talked this session.
I've been eating chili dogs.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't forget to take a look at the court record too.
Okay.
Look at everything.
Oh man. Okay. You wish to know We were all standing tonight. It matters not. Would the flames not burn just the same?
Check the map. Where's he standing?
Over here on the right.
Oh, well, then must have been Kira.
I think it was Kira, guys.
Kira.
But we gotta find out why. That flame, I never saw anything like it, is quite literally left me speechless. I couldn't even so much as scream.
The tiniest cry.
Yeah, that's true. And also, he heard, his name behind him. I don't know. And she's behind him on the thing. If you really look at it, she's behind him. Right there.
Yes.
I heard the incantation and the flame suddenly erupted. I'm certain of it. Only saw 3 people there with us. As I said, there were only 3 others present. Like that man there who was stumbling around like a newborn cat.
That's definitely not the one.
It's gotta be Kira.
Yeah.
I think it also could be the knight or the Mary lady, though.
I'm sticking with Kira.
I feel like it's Kira.
But maybe the Mary argument will lead to the whole dimmer immer thing. Dimmer immer thing. Maybe both are right.
It might be.
That happens in Phoenix, right?
Huh. Well, let's do her.
Alright.
Objection!
Objection!
The person contradicting this man's testimony
Is none other than you, Miss Kira.
Are you both pointing at me?
At the time of the incident, that man heard someone's voice call his name.
That voice belonged to you, Miss Kira. It could not have been anyone else.
Wait, can you and I both time an objection?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Objection! Nice. And yet, in your testimony, you stated that you were in such shock during tonight's events that you couldn't even speak.
This is a clear contradiction. What? What is the meaning of this defender?
Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Can you really claim to trust this sham of a witness and his sham of a testimony?
Objection! That man's character is beside the point. His testimony is anything but a sham. As he watched the flames erupt, his attention was drawn to a voice behind him, which in turn made him fall over.
He has heard a woman's voice calling his name. A very concrete reason, and reason enough to believe his testimony.
Objection!
Objection! If it is as you say, then explain why you feel this witness is somehow irresponsible.
Shit. I got it. That's right! Why me? Ruvivi! People barely hear me when I'm out selling my merchandise. Ruvivi, my flowers. That's how soft my voice is.
Eat the flower.
And besides, I ate the flower. There was another woman at the scene, wasn't there, Ruvivi? Me? What are you getting at, old young lady? Do you honestly think a woman my age would be out late at night in the forest, flirting with questionable men?
Yeah.
Besides, I didn't even know this pathetic man's name. How could I have called out to him? Neither did I. And even if I did, his name, Ruvivi, do you really think he's the kind of man, Guy, any self-respecting girl would want? Come on, ladies, I'm staring right here, you know? Come on. Ruvivi,
As I was saying, the only person that